Hello, it's Lori Dotson from Empowered Abundance. For those of you who are not familiar with our container, we are Empowered Abundance. We teach a model called M-Free. The presupposition that we sit on is that we are made in the image of God, God being the fullness of the all, physical and spirit. So 100% non-physical, 100% physical. That is our truest identity. And that is our presupposition. And with that creates freedom from judgment, which then creates freedom in my experience to be the fullness of Moa and how I came to manifest love on this planet. So I'm going to chat about something and I'm going to kind of be all over the board a little bit. The little bit that I'm going to be all over the board is because I'm going to describe something, yet while I describe the thing, I'm also going to simultaneously describe consciousness because as I describe this thing without the description of consciousness, there will be a lot of misunderstandings and there will be a lot of jacked upness in our spirit. Okay. So I had created a post that, nope, not a post. I had answered a question within our container. That question got segmented out into a TikTok. The TikTok was a brief thing that talked about mental disorders were rooted and grounded on our non-physical spirit side. And the person that really was like, oh my gosh, I need to know more about this, asked if I could actually create a video that described exactly what I was talking about. And so the part where I want to describe consciousness is there's 4 phases of consciousness. Life is happening to me, life is happening for me, life is happening through me, life is happening as me. Okay. If I'm functioning in a place where life is happening to me, the words that are about to come out of my mouth will seem very, very judgmental and that I am saying you don't have enough faith. Okay. It if you are functioning in that consciousness, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to hear my words in a way that is different than the desire for from the person that asked me the question. If this video pisses you off, go take it up with God. Okay. And I say that not to skirt the responsibility, but to say if it's pissing you off, there is something here for you. Take it up with God. Find out what's God triggering in you by this pissed offness based on the words that I'm saying. Okay. So, M-Free. Our presupposition is that we are 100% human, 100% spirit. There are laws on the human side, there's laws on the spirit side. We can look at that as spirituality, religion, and science and physicality. Don't get so caught up in the words, okay? Hear what I'm saying in the context of the explanation, okay? So, one of the laws of the spirit side, the non physical side of us, is there is no time and space. And aspects of this law side, the one of the laws of our spirit side is nonlinear. What else? Wait, I said that. Nonlinear. Oh, yeah. Nonlinear, no time and space. Okay. Those are actually two different laws, no time and space and nonlinear. Okay. Now on the human side, there's obviously time and space, because look at the timestamp on this video. There's time and space. This takes up space on your video. You're either watching me or you're not watching me. Okay, it's taking up space. Non-linear means the linear aspect of physical is I have to say the first word in order to say the second word, in order to say the third word, in order to say the fourth word, for this to make a sentence that makes sense to you. Because if I said dog, George, Bertha, and my brother-in-law, you're going to be like, wait, what? Like, those were just random words, right? Because I'm not trying to make a linear sentence so that you can understand. Yes. So in the spirit, it's non-linear. Okay. So with that, now we're going to take out all the wrongness. Now, I feel like I get to have this conversation because I was diagnosed with ADHD. I was diagnosed with clinical depression with suicidal ideologies or ideations. I have been in a mental institution. I've attempted suicide. I've been to every kind of counselor, healer. I spent years seeking modalities to fix my mental illness. Okay. So I say all of that so that you can understand that I'm not finding wrongness with the label mental illness or mental disturbance, or I just want to look at the data of how it plays out. Okay. And if we look at this and have this conversation from data, now we can understand how it works so that I can find out how it can work for me so that I can live a fuller, happier, more expansive life. Yes? Okay. If I'm depressed, it means that I'm spending my time looking backwards in shame, in guilt, in regret, in fear of, I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to get hurt again. I don't know if this is going to ever get better. Yes. If I'm in a place of anxiety, I'm looking too far in the future. Oh my gosh, my kids could die. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to run out of money. What if my house burns down? Yes, anxiety in the future. And now typically looking in the past, looking in the future, from wrongness, from fear, is the manifestation of depression and anxiety. Because now I could go, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go to Disneyland next week. I have all of my my plane ticket. I have my quick go up to the front pass. We have reservations with Mickey Mouse, right? So I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking into the future, yet I'm doing it from a place of excitement, with positive results, not in wrongness and fear because I don't like the results. Okay. Data, right? I could look back and go, oh my gosh, I totally remember the day my kids were born. Yes. Beautiful memories, good memories, what I like memories, right? Depression being what I don't like, where I'm stuck in the wrongness or fear. Okay. Now, when we recognize, guys, that we're taught, trained, communicated to us that spirituality is good and right, and our human condition is bad and wrong, and I need to fix my human condition and be more spiritual, be more like God, which is good and love. Okay. There's some misconceptions in that. First of all, God is the all, which means it includes everything, the physical and the non-physical. And guys, the good and the bad. Remember in the book, it says God works all things together for good, which means all things are included in order for the end result to be good. Yes. Now, if I have a different version of good, right, wrong, if I'm eating off the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, now I think this is a bad thing and it's against God. When God's like, nah, I'm going to use that. I need that to create this end result over here that's good. Yes. Now, we don't know. We don't know what stuff is good or bad or what he's going to use or how he's going to use it or anything in order to create this end result. Right? Which is why lean not on your own understanding, acknowledge God in all your ways, and God will direct your path. Yeah. So when we start judging what's good or bad, right or wrong, based on who we think God is, it changes our internal experience of that thing. I.e., if it's a bad memory, if it's fear of something I don't want to happen, now I'm in depression and anxiety instead of hope and yummy, beautiful memories. Yeah. Now, guys, all of that is happening in my human experience, but it's functioning from the laws of spirit because my human is linear. It's in time and space. It's right here, right now, which means if my spirit were in my body and I was functioning in the integration of all of me, I'd be right here. And guess what? Right now, everything's just fine. Look, here I am, fully alive. Here I am. I get to choose where my focus goes. But the minute that I look that way in a place of fear, depression is what we call it. Now my spirit is over there having an experience as if it were real, but it's not real because it's based on, well, how did I remember it in that place of consciousness? Who was around me that was telling me that I should think and feel a particular way about something that I was thinking and feeling? What were the influences that were around me that might have been functioning in fear, maybe not even in the topic, but in their own fear of something else? And I was just in the proximity and I thought it related to what I was experiencing. Right? An example of that is, we'll just pretend my husband's having a bad day. He got bad news at work. I have this really cool thing happening and he calls me and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, I cannot wait to tell you what's going on. Now he's had a bad day and he says, oh, all right, what? And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait, my excitement. Like, I'm excited. Why isn't he excited? And I go, oh my gosh, this cool thing happened. And he's like, wow, that's really great for you. Why? Because he's having a bad day. And yet now in that level of consciousness, I might go, what's wrong with me? This thing is wrong with me. Like this bad thing happened because I was all excited and now my husband is not excited with me. Yeah. Now that experience is imprinted based on someone else's fear of what's going on with them instead of in the excitement that I was feeling. But it's imprinted as something yucky. Yes. And same thing for if I were to go into the future and my parents, having parents who came from the Depression say, oh, don't waste that. You don't want to waste that. You might not ever get that back, right? The rug might get ripped out from underneath you. And now here I am with a can of soup thinking the energy has something to do with the can of soup. And so now I'm like, oh, make sure you always have a can of soup in the cupboard. And all of a sudden somebody eats said can of soup. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no can of soup. Why? Because it's about the can of soup or what's going to happen in the future? No, it's because it was imprinted based on that old experience. Yes? Now, again, let's come back to right here and now. There's no can of soup in my closet. Oh, well, do I have the $1.67 that I can go and purchase a new can of soup? Let's pretend like the answer is yes. Yes, I do. Oh, okay, cool. Well, then can I get in my car and go? Let's assume the answer is yes, I have a car. Okay, cool. So I could take my $1.67, get in my car, drive to the grocery store. Do I know the directions to the grocery store? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So I can get in my car, I can go to the grocery store, I can spend my $1.67 on a can of soup, and I can come home and I can put it in the cupboard. Cool. No anxiety about not having a can of soup because I'm in this present moment making choices and decisions. Okay, now let's play on the other side. Do I have $1.67 to go buy a can of soup? I don't. I don't have $1.67 in this moment to go buy a can of soup. Okay, cool. Well, can I get in my car and go find a can of soup? Well, no, I don't have a car. Okay, I don't have a car. Okay. Do I know even where I would get a can of soup if I had a car? Well, no, I have no idea how to get a can of soup. Okay, cool. So the answer is no to everything. But I'm in this present moment and I'm all aligned with me. So now I go, okay, well, if I believe that I'm a child of God, if I believe that the universe is friendly, if my presuppositions are in this moment, now I can go, okay, cool. Well, I wonder where I can find out where a can of soup might be. I wonder if I prayed for a can of soup, the can of soup will come. Because if God loves me and he knows I need a can of soup, then I can pray and somebody will show up on my doorstep and bring me a can of soup. Or the neighbor will come over and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to go work at this food pantry. Do you want to come work with me? And I go to the food pantry and there's a can of soup. Or I go out to my mailbox and there's an advertisement for a, a community dinner at the church down the street, and I can walk there. Right? Are you guys catching what I'm saying? And guys, this is Philippians, I think it's 4, 6, and 7. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication. What's prayer and supplication? Okay, God, I don't know. I know I'm hungry, and I know I don't have a can of soup. Gosh, I don't know why this is bringing up some emotion. I know I'm hungry, and I know I don't have a can of soup. But I know that I'm loved. And I trust that you are who you say you are. And guys, if I'm over here or I'm over here, I can't have this visceral experience. I can't. This is happening. And guys, I have lots of cans of soup. I have lots of $1.67. I have lots of cars. I know where all the grocery stores are. Yet this experience, this visceral experience, has nothing to do with the soup or the car or the grocery stores and everything to do with the fact that I am fucking loved by the creator of the universe. And in this moment, I'm believing that more. Why? Because I'm in this present moment. I'm reminding myself of what is truth. I'm not over here. Now, hear me well, guys. Hear me really, really well. I couldn't have done this 15 years ago. I could not have done this 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I would have been in my state of depression of, you know what? I remember that one time I ran out of food and I don't know what my life is going to be like. And this is probably my lot in life, always feeling like I don't have any food. Or, oh my gosh, I better go to the grocery store. I better get in the grocery. I better get in the car right now and get to the grocery store. That I would have been one place or the other. Okay. I'm not saying that this is easy to live in the place that I am in right now. What I'm saying is there is a solution to depression and anxiety when we understand the law of God, God being all of nature, spiritual nature and physical nature. Yes, there is a solution. That's what I'm saying. And when we understand where it comes from, and then we have somebody come alongside us, like me. Hi, here I am telling you, nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. We've been programmed to be depressed. We've been programmed to be anxious. We've been programmed to be an overachiever. We've been programmed to be complacent. We've been programmed for all of these experiences. And based on the fact that you're breathing, you're watching this video, you're hearing me, it means you're seeking the solution or you wouldn't be here right now. You're ready for the solution or you wouldn't be here right now. You have the capacity to achieve this, or you wouldn't be hearing me right now, because God wouldn't give you this exposure and then go, but you can't have it, because that would be a total dick move. God's not a dick. Yeah. Love this. Guys, God's not a dick. It's the essence of love. We have a lot of misunderstandings about God, which is why subconsciously we think he's a dick. I did for a long time. I know what that's like. And now, clearly, I have a whole different experience of who he is, what he is, what it is, the law being the impersonal law. It is God that shows up as a person. All right. If I can assist you in any way, please reach out. Please ask questions. We have lots of resources. We'd love to help you wherever you're at in your journey. We have resources. We'd love to share them with you. I adore you. Thanks for being here.